Hello, my name is Julia Meinetsberger. I'm a Marie Curie postdoctoral fellow in the area of microbiology at the University of Hain. And today I would like to give you a short presentation on the integration of law and public policies of the European Union in the teaching field of natural sciences. Firstly, I would like to introduce the topic and hopefully make you understand why it is important to connect law, public policy, and science. Law is a transversal discipline that affects the development of many areas, including natural sciences. In this regard, the nature and extent of many scientific aspects are defined and shaped by law. One example for this is climate change. Climate change is, of course, based on science. However, the way we address this global challenge is shaped by public policy and law. Lawyers who need to interpret, apply, or analyze this kind of laws must understand the scientific background. However, they often depend on scientists to help them understand this. On the other hand, scientists need to have knowledge on the specific requirements for the setting, interpretation, and application of legal norms put in order to make a sensible contribution to the discussion. Another very important requirement is today's labor market. So, multidisciplinarity is a key requirement in most professions nowadays, and particularly relevant for off-the-bench jobs available to scientists, such as consultancy, patent lawyers, or those working in public affairs and private companies. It is not sufficient for the candidate to just bring deep knowledge in his or her field of study, such as biology or chemistry, but the worker needs also be able to understand and interpret legal and policy documents, for example, for risk evaluation or audit reports. In addition, the employee must be able to effectively communicate scientific issues to legal audiences and vice versa, understand legal and policy documents and jargon used by his colleagues or superiors. The potential to achieve these skills at university level has been quite well recognized for lawyers who have recognized the importance of this multidisciplinary aspects and have integrated this kind of education into their academic system. For example, by offering specialist science-related masters to lawyers and public policy professionals. There's a wide variety of lawyers, for example, masters on environmental law and policy or masters in food law. For scientists, however, the legal and public policy education at university level is even more limited. And when entering the work life, these scientists therefore have a disadvantage over other graduates bringing already multidisciplinary skills. Our proposal, therefore, is to highlight the necessity of offering legal and public policy education to natural scientists, and we therefore propose the integration of a teaching module which can be voluntary or obligatory of public policy and law studies routinely into the natural science studies. This could take place either at bachelor or master's level, providing graduates with both theoretical and practical skills and a basic understanding of the legal and public policy of the European Union. In the next sections, I would like to give you a short overview of the different course parts that we are proposing. So there are 3 different parts: theory, practice, and then also a work-related explanations. The first part, the theory part, would focus on the functioning of the European Union. This would provide an overview of the legislative setup of the European Union, the EU decision-making process, as well as highlighting the most important policy initiatives establishing the relation with the scientific field of interest. For example, in the case of biology, this could be the European Green Deal. This section would furthermore highlight and explain the functioning and interplay between the relevant EU agencies. This could be the European Food Safety Authority, EFSA, or the European Chemical Agency, and show how their scientific input is crucial for the legal decision-making process at the EU. Second course part would then focus on the practice. So this would integrate practical cases using knowledge gained during the theory part of the course and take place in the setting of, for example, simulations. Here different settings could be evaluated, for example, how to evaluate the setting of maximum limits for contaminants, approval process of novel food additives, or to show how the revision of maximum residue levels for a given pesticide work. Another option with a stronger law focus could also be the interpretation of a particular court ruling, for example, on novel genomic techniques, and the ensuing preparation of a position paper. This would combine in particular the legal interpretation with public policy writing skills. In the last section of the course, we would then focus on work prospects for scientists. Here we would provide information for scientist students on particular jobs which are off the bench, meaning not these traditional laboratory related jobs that are more related to legal or public policy. These could present professions such as public policy officers, public affairs, auditors and inspectors, scientific project managers in private and public funding bodies. The target audience that we foresee for this kind of course could be, first of all, undergraduate students, as the course could be easily integrated into undergrad studies in natural sciences, such as chemistry, biology, or earth sciences. It could also be integrated to a more specialized audience in specialized studies at master level, such as masters in nutrition, microbiology, medicinal chemistry, or biotechnology. Or it could also be foreseeable to offer this kind of course as a module or as a short course to PhD candidates during their studies. The foreseen outcome and conclusion of this work would be to provide science students with a solid basic knowledge on public policy and legal studies related to the scientific field. Graduates will acquire this knowledge in the course of their regular scientific studies without the need to study a separate master. It would further provide the students with a good starting point before choosing postgraduate studies with a legal or public policy focus, choosing a career path such as patent attorney. It would also help the students to understand the career options they have available outside of the pure traditional science and laboratory jobs. And finally, it would create multidisciplinary professionals able to efficiently and effectively communicate in scientific and legal and public policy matters. Thank you very much for your attention.